I am excited. I can't wait to race and compete again. I hope I can drive after driving so long. But no, it's just big up to everybody. Thanks for supporting me tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And I cannot wait to race. I cannot wait to break that record again. And, you know, everybody say, guns out. Champion boy not get beat here.
They have all the good stuff. Boom, 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 boom.
Yo, yo, yo.
Well, go on now. Well, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to have you with us this evening.
Thanks again. Racers in quarantine. Big up 876 Streets.
Yeah, man, for real, for real. Boy, I tell you, this COVID-19 really push us to find other ways and means of communicating, of staying in touch, in contact. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So the man himself, champion boy. Tell me something, Kyle. You plan to change Speedy to champion boy, or you will work out that plan?
No.
Or you going to go?
Speedy is forever.
Speed is forever. All right. Now, it's now 8 minutes after 8, and we're just going to go straight into it. I see a lot of persons tuning in and saying big up. You can see the comments, right, Kyle?
Yeah. No, I can't.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So big up everybody tuning in. Now, there's an unofficial race going on, Kyle. Doug came on Sunday night and his best was 250 plus viewers.
Oh, boy.
Right? Dwight came last night and he did 300 and I believe 10. So let us see how this three-way race gonna go tonight. Let's see if you will top Doug and Dwight. All right. So in the meantime, peeps, if you're tuning in, just remember to share the video. Tell everybody that, listen, you know, jump on the 876 Streets. Kyle is on. We won't keep him for long tonight, so that is why it's important to tell everybody to roll in now. All right, your number is 404, right, Kyle?
Indeed.
We need at least 404. We need at least 404 viewers tonight. All right, but let's get into some of the more serious stuff now, right, Kyle? All right. Where are my questions?
Big up everybody, man. People big ups.
Yeah. All right, so Kyle. Who is Kyle? Who is Kyle Gregg? I mean, persons see you at Dover, persons know that, oh, yeah, man, that's the guy who drive the Radical. Persons may see you at Rally. Yeah, man, that's the champion boy. Him always win the rally. Him go overseas, him dominate. Who is Kyle Gregg?
Just a regular person from Jamaica winning it. Most of the events, I guess. No, I shouldn't say that, but no, I just, in all honesty, racing, I was born into racing. My father raced, my mother raced. Jeffrey Panton is my godfather. He raced. My stepmother, Jody Somerville, raced. I mean, racing has been around me for my entire family, and it was just a normal step for me.
Transition.
I started late in go-karting. I started when I was about 16 or 17 years old. I mean, that sounds not so late, but knowing that go-karting ages now start from like 8 or 9 years old.
True.
But yeah, as in, I just go out there and try and do my best from back in the Civic days, back in the go-kart days. And everybody always said how my dad was a more reserved driver, but he was super clean and fast. I have a touch of that as well as a flamboyant style in terms of my driving style, in terms of rallying and stuff. But it's just that once I'm in a car, I can adapt quickly. Some people find it hard to adapt from circuit racing to rallying all the time.
Right.
But as in, once I get in the zone, I mean, all I do is want to win. I want to always compete. I want to do my best. That's even in any sport, in squash. You know, I have a friend of mine tuning in who I play squash every weekend. It's just any sport I always do. I always try to do my best.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned karting a while ago. How far did you go with, in your karting career?
Karting career, well, I mean, I started late. So when I started out, I was the likes of Timothy Stewart and Joel Jackson and Andre Anderson were the ones dominating back then. I came in very late, and I didn't win a go-kart championship.
Okay.
However, I went to and raced in Homestead when I went to college and university in Florida, and raced a couple of Homestead meets down there, and actually went and qualified for Grand Nationals, I think in 2008. Which was, we went up to Wisconsin, raced against the best. I think I came 15th overall out of like 40 odd competitors. The highest position I got in the pre-final was 8th place in the rain. Actually, it was a rain race. But that was probably the highlight of my go-karting career. Lie. The highlight of my go-karting career was Red Bull Smoking Streets. I don't know if you remember that. In 2007, I think it was, when Red Bull had locked down New Kingston.
Yeah.
Built a street for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was probably the biggest event for me, and I actually won a Formula One trip to Brazil. Not looking back at that. Yeah, all expense paid, hotel paid, Red Bull paid for everything. Got to meet the Formula One drivers. Yeah, so that's I remember that race day. It was very intense.
All right, cool. Well, I know that a lot of circuit racers today, they started out with karting. We see Young Gore, we see Nicholas Barnes, we see Senna, Somerville, and we could go on. You know, Sarah Mizier. We could go on. Would you say that
if karting
is the
platform, the fundamental of racing, is a first step?
Right.
For sure. Anybody who wants to start racing, karting is definitely, there's no doubt about it. Is the best way to start. It teaches you basics, how to carry speed, how to brake, how it gives you the lines, and once you're competitive in a kart, the normal transition into a next car, whatever you're racing, you have an understanding of how to maneuver a car and stuff. So it's definitely the first steps. I mean, if you look at David Somerville, Doug Gore, myself, Andre Anderson, Peter Ray, all those guys, all race karts. Up to this weekend, I was in a kart racing against Senna and Tom and enjoying ourselves, and it just shows you that I was totally off pace compared to those young guns, but because I haven't been in a kart in quite a number of years, but it's just getting back into that feel of a go-kart. It's quite different. The G's level in your neck is, you don't really feel that in a radical.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it's intense.
Okay, cool.
And I would tell you, anybody who wants to start racing, go-karting is definitely the first step. I mean, everybody just want to jump in a car and everything, but it's for your own benefit and safety too, and you will be faster. That karting is definitely the way to start.
Cool. All right. At what age? Well, this is probably anyway. At what age you found out that you had a passion, a real passion for motorsport?
From even when before I started racing, I always wanted to drive. And watching Dad and watching Jeffrey and David Summer back in the day do all rallies and stuff. Rallying has always been my favorite and my passion. So I mean, watching all those rallies, watching Dad race Rally Barbados and stuff, I always wanted to get into it. As I said, I started racing cars late. I think I was about 19, 20. But as in, the passion was always there. It was just when. I mean, my first race at Dover in the Civic, I won, and from I won, that feeling and stuff was just love it.
All right. As a young gun, you know, just getting your toes wet. Who would you consider to be your idol?
Jamaican Idol?
And international.
The best rally driver to date in the Caribbean is Jeffrey Panton, hands down. My idol with that. The best circuit driver to this day, well, I used to say David Sunbell would have been my idol, but I kind of I don't want to push my buttons a little bit, but that's a hard one. But rallying, I'll tell you that Jeffrey is the king of that. Hands
well,
down.
You're allowed to say it, you know, Kyle. I think I know what you want to say, you know.
No, but yeah. Internationally, I'm a Hamilton fan. I'm a big Carlos Sainz fan because I kind of can relate to Carlos Sainz in a sense where his father raced, why he raced, same kind of situation. Carlos Sainz actually drives a Group N rally car also on his spare time, his son. So he does both, kind of like me. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
My name said Hollywood is the best circuit racer. No, my G.
Well, I got trouble in that tonight, you know. All right. Other than rallying and circuit, Kyle, is there any other discipline that you participate in?
No. No,
okay.
That's just no.
All right. And of the two, which is your most favorite?
Rallying by far. I would tell you that circuit racing has the vibe and the promotion and the sponsorship and the whole hype around it. Unfortunately, rallying is not big here, but rallying to me is a lot more harder because one, you're driving at pace on the roads. That's anything can happen, and the dirt is where I love to fling a car sideways and go into a corner as hard as I can and thing. But circuit racing is just, I would tell you, I'm maybe better at it. I mean, but I haven't been able to prove myself on an international level at pace in rallying, like for example, Rally Barbados. But yes, we did win Rally Trinidad last year. We got lucky, but yeah, rallying is definitely my favorite.
Okay. The title Speedy. How you got that title?
It was a friend of mine named Christopher Young. I used to back when I had a regular Mitsubishi Lancer, one of my first cars. Went through about 4 sets of wheels in 3 months from hitting sidewalks and stuff. But they used to call me Kyle by day, Speedy by night. I used to take that car out and pretend like I was on a rally stage at night and shift gear. Basically, it's those are the nights that teach you 1 and 2 thing about rallying and racing, you know. But I shouldn't be saying that, but that's the God's honest truth.
Well, listen, this live is a no judgment zone. I mean, yeah, we have fans listening, but listen, it is what it is, bro. All right.
That's Kyle by day, Speedy by night, and that it just stuck to me, and they used to just call me Speedy, and yeah. just global now.
This is history. Yeah. All right. Let us move forward a bit. Circuit racing. Your introduction to circuit racing. I remember you had a Honda Civic EG. You mind telling us a little about it, like specs, who was the builder, tuner, etc.
Yeah, we bought two Civics. One was a B16 and one was a B18. And we started in 2009 or 2008, where basically the car that I had was a fully stock car because it was a car that I was going to the rallying and circuit in one. So
Okay.
it had to have the headlights, it had to have power windows, so it was kind of heavy on the heavy side. And that was the B16, the black one. And then my dad kind of wanted to join me on racing. He had the blue one, which was fully circuit. Lighter, properly, works done. Xavier Murray, big up to Mad Racing. They were the basic engine builders for that car. And
Okay.
yeah, and then basically that eventually kind of pushed away from circuit racing, and I took over the blue Civic, which became the red Civic. And that went from a B18 to a B20. And to this day, we had one, I think in 2012 we won, or 2014, every race we entered. Those were the good Alan Chen days. Yeah, and Xavier Murray and Peter Mudik, that was just a winning combination. To this day, it was just a regular B20. I wouldn't say regular because it had works to it that Xavier did.
Yeah.
And that car did 1:22.7. That was the best time it ever did at Dover, or 1:22.9. Still the front wheel drive track record today.
Okay.
But yeah, that I heard somebody told me that Dwight Lewis spoke about a certain Civic that kept on beating them with their, so that was a machine. That was a machine.
All right, so you let the puss out of the bag.
Yeah, but those days were good, man. Me and Alan Chen, man. Big up to Alan. Those his rear-wheel drive style. That was an intense battle. You had the Doug and David rivalry.
Yeah, I remember.
It was we were just as big as their rivalry because people were just always talking about us, and it was a ongoing fun battle.
Yeah, that's true. I remember at one point you guys made contact after exiting Pinky's Bluff.
Correct. Yeah,
I mean, it was so intense.
We caught a back marker, and he went on the outside, and I went on the inside of Pinky's Bluff.
Right.
And then the back marker actually saw him and drifted over side to the right and clipped me from behind, and then we sent each other into the wall. But yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, to this day, up to last race week, me and Alan are running jokes and laughing about it and stuff because it was good memories. It was good memories.
But I was told Alan is coming back.
Yeah, he told me he's coming back. He was actually building us. I can't remember what kind of car it is. What is it again? Probably another Starlet and stuff. I don't know if it was a rally.
I think it's a rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, another rear-wheel drive. Yeah. He's coming back, and Alan is a great driver. So as the first race meet, he should be up there.
Yeah. All right. Your ideal dream race car, what would that be?
Porsche GT3 RSR.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay,
whole heap of money.
yeah. No, but that's a machine.
Yeah, that's a machine.
Yeah. Well, let me back up
for rallying, definitely a WRC Fiesta, hands down.
Is that something similar to what Jeffrey has? Jeffrey Panther?
Jeffrey.
Or is it Focus?
No, Jeffrey has sold the Focus, and he had bought an R5, which he also sold, and has now bought a WRC Fiesta. I don't know if it's public knowledge as yet, but oops. But yeah, he's now he's definitely got a new car, and that is going to cause some quite a stir in the Caribbean rally season. So Rally Barbados, I think, is delayed obviously because of due to Corona, but yeah, that's
cool. All right. Now, back with the Civic. Your biggest rivalry then, I guess that would definitely be Alan.
Correct.
Chen. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Um, what was your biggest challenge though with the Civic? Like two different platforms compared to the Radical, which we soon get to, but what was the biggest challenge with the Civic? Like, was it like parts failure? Was it not giving you enough power? Um,
Um,
restrict, yeah.
the are you guys logging? Because it sounds like it's logging.
Yeah, let me know if you hear me and Kyle. All right, anybody? Yeah, just let me know if you hear me and Kyle.
All right, good. I see somebody say hearing. All right, good.
All right, good.
Where are we now? The Civic. Oh no, just that we had reached the stage where in my career I drove the Civic for what, 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I always wanted to. I knew I could drive basically, and I knew I wanted to compete against the Davids and the Doug at the time. And it's not a matter of not wanting to drive the Civic anymore. I just didn't have anything to prove with the car. Because we were just basic. That car was just so dialed in; it was unbeatable. Basically, I mean, it was always David or Doug on pole, and I was always third, right behind them. And then you had
Okay.
like I would out-qualify some of the other big juice cars at the time. So it was just a matter of time where I said to Dad, "Look now, time to start looking for a car because one, the Civic is getting kind of boring, and I do want to compete. I know I can compete, and yeah, that's when I looked into the Radical at the time and got
All
one.
right. Okay. Why the Radical though? Because at the time we saw.
We needed a car to compete. I wouldn't say with David. When David ran good, he was unbeatable because of the power he had with Evolution. But the reliability of Doug's or the DTM was what was killing David. And we needed a car that to be, I would say, a non-home built car, but a factory built car with power.
Right.
And has been proven around the tracks worldwide. And when you looked up Radicals and stuff at the time, they had their factory in the UK, and you could buy various different specs. And if you look, all of them had track records or close track records around the world. And it was a decent price in a race car to compete with Doug at the time. What we thought, when we got the car, we weren't too happy because it didn't have the power as how it has now. I think when we first dynoed the car, it only had about 415 horsepower. And that at the time, it was kind of odd because we expected it to have more.
Right.
And it was kind of off pace. And we had to just lighten the car and develop the car. And yeah, so that's that. But it's just that we just wanted a proven tube frame car, and we could always call and have mechanics, like with the engineers and stuff, to come in and look after the car, and they know say, okay, at 36 hours this gearbox needs to be rebuilt. So they have done their trial and test, so we never had to do that.
Right, right. Because what you want in racing is a reliable car. You don't need something that's going to, do one race, one complete race, and then you have to sit out the day or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we just wanted a reliable car.
Right. So far, the Radical has proven itself to be, would you say, very reliable or fairly reliable race car?
No, it's been fairly reliable. We've gone through, I think, 2 engines. One of them was our fault. But other than that, it's been good. That's why I bought another one. But yeah, it's just that at the time, why I didn't buy an SR8, which is the kind of car that Wings has, Dwight Lou and David Starwell has, is because my dad was completely against the open cockpit at the time. And Dover having no runoffs, it was very risky. So that's why we went with the RXC. Yes, it did cost more at the time. And the fact of the matter was, is just that safety was a big part of it. But yeah, and the only reason why I've gone this route now when I purchased this new car, even though it's the same spec and everything, it's just that I'm racing around more open cockpits basically, other than Dub. And we're on the same kind of platform. Man must say why for the cockpit. Go ahead. but yeah, it's just that my RX, my black car, was averaging about 500 pounds overweight, and compared to what the SR8 is. So the power to weight ratio, yes, I had a more CC, but I was still a lot heavier. So this car now, as you say, it has no roof. So, and I've shed some weight, so the car is faster. But yeah, we're actually faster down the straightaway at Dover, which is on our first test. So, and we have some more work to do. So, yeah, Doug is always hyping up himself about how much faster his car down the straight is. But at the end of the day, he's not outbreaking me. So, I don't know what he's thinking.
Hey, somebody need to link Doug in. Tell him to jump in the comments. We need him. But yeah, Kyle. Impressive machine, I must say. I remember back in 2016. Was it 2016 you got the Radical?
2016, yeah, February 2016.
Right. It took you some time to get used to. Like about how many meets like before you start to really getting comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, we got the car in February. We did our first test with the engineer in March, and we're doing, the best time I did was like a 120s at the time. And then that time, I think the track record was about 18 or 17, mid-17s. So we're about 3 or 4 seconds off the pace. And when the engineer was here, he was here for like 3 days to try and dial in the car. And that whole weekend he was here, it rained. So we couldn't do that much testing. And then something broke on the car, which I think it was I can't remember what exactly broke, but we couldn't get a part in time soon enough for us to do more testing, because them time the Easter was early, like 20th of March, 23rd of March. So long story short is that the engineer came back down to the Friday and went to Dover, and that's when we had dropped a screw into the top of the engine, and it went down, and right away the engine got hurt. And that was the first time debuting the car. There was a lot of pressure on me, and this happened the Friday morning. And let me tell you, my high went, you're debuting a new car and the hype around you. I was just so excited to even drive the car. I had the engineer here. He was with dialing the car for me, telling me what to do, and that was it. The weekend was basically done. And then they called Radical and they said, look, now we know you have a lot of people behind you. Do you want us to put an engine on the plane? And I said to them, if you can air freight it in the Sunday night, we can probably get it by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and we can race it Monday, because the guys will work all night to put it in. I said, well, if you guys are willing to do that, fine. But at that point in time, I'd given up. And they did the magic, and Leon Smith big up Leon Smith, who does that, and got the engine. We got the engine here on a Sunday night, and the guys worked all night putting that engine in. That almost brings tears to my eyes, because that's my most emotional day. because they had me. If people follow me from a long time on Instagram, they woke me up at 1:30 in the morning and said, "Come to Dover." And I said, "What?" They said, "Come to Dover." Them time the Radical having lights and all them things. So them time they well bossy, right? So man said, "Come, we'll put the engine in the car. We need you to test." So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I was going down Dover straight away with the lights on, testing the car. And they said, "All right, boom, everything is fine. See you in the morning." And we got to the track at like 6:30. I got like 3 hours of sleep. And the first race, I spun out, still came third. Second race, David and Doug beat me. And the last race, I don't know, I can't remember what happened. It was like a reverse grid or something at the time. So I started on pole. And I held off Doug in the Audi and won that last race. And that's probably the only time tears has ever come to me after winning a race. Because that win for the team, for working all night, myself and everything. I watched that video the other night on YouTube and looking at the in-car, and my driving was pathetic because the car wasn't handling. At that time I didn't even know how to manage a car. But yeah, that was the most meaningful win. And then right after that, we realized that the car was off pace, so we decided to up the engine to a bigger 3-liter, and starting to lighten the car. For example, take out all the heavy stuff, like start do some fiberglass work. And right away, the next race meet the next year in March, the car broke the track record. So it was just continuous improvements throughout each year.
And the track record at Dover or James?
Pardon?
The track record for Dover
is 1:15.7.
Right, and at the time you broke it, it was 1:16, I believe.
I believe it was like 1:16.8 we did, or 1:16.9. Both me and David broke it that same meet, actually. I remember that.
Yeah,
he broke. I think Stephen Gunter is on here. He can tell you that it was a wicked qualifying, because David's first lap he actually did like a 16.9, and in I came around and did a 16.8. So it was a very exciting qualifying.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would ask you what has been your most memorable moment since racing, but based on what you're saying, it could have been that first race with the Radical.
Yeah, that one is a memorable one. And I'll tell you, the hardest I've ever driven at Dover, apart from the Alan Chen days, but there was one race meet, not last year, the year before, with myself and Andre Anderson, and to get around it was just me and Andre at the time battling, because Doug was absent and Dave was absent, and there was a race where Andre had to really drive hard to actually pass him. And that one, when I finished that race, I was like, that was probably the hardest I've ever driven the Radical at the time, to get around, because coming on to every straightaway, he would just give me like four car lengths because the car was so powerful. But yeah, those are the two.
Right. Well, for your car, right? Well, the first Radical, not the new one. What would you say you love most about it? Is it the handling, or is it the power?
Which one? The new one?
No, the older one.
The older one was just as you said, reliable. It reached the stage where it had good enough power, and I was just so dialed in with it. I was comfortable with the brakes. The Moody family definitely basically got me to love that car and dial it in perfectly. So to this day, even though I have the new one, my heart kind of still lies with the black one at the moment. But just because I haven't tested the white one as much. But the black one is just a solid machine, man. It is when that runs good and it runs flawless, it's unbeatable at Dover at the moment.
Okay. Well,
rumors have it that a certain radical is the reason why you're now at a new radical. Can you mind clearing that up?
Well, Doug Gore, carry both. Why, you looking for one to buy? Okay, you're gonna need it. No, I knew at the end of last year, if you look at all the starts of the races, the SR8s are always faster than me off the start. And I had reached a stage in my car where there was nothing I can do anything else. They don't make a bigger engine, they don't make I've lightened it, and it was just a maximum. And
yeah, maximum.
I knew that Dwight Lou, because he's so driven and he's so motivated, was going to do his homework. I know Nico is a good driver and he has a good back past and all of this. He has a good experience and he has funding and backup behind him. So I knew they were going to do their homework. In terms of Christian Buddha Singh was supposed to come this year, so I know him and his team would have been coming with what they know is best. Also, I knew at the time that William Miles had bought an SR8, so the competition was getting a little bit more intense. And I wasn't even looking at a new car, actually. It's just that the fact that we had a lot of people thought I was going turbocharged, and yeah, and I had kind of ran with it too, because I had put up some turbocharged videos of a radical on Instagram just to try and fool the people. But it didn't make sense because we knew the package that we had worked. So we never wanted to just try something new and then go backwards.
Right.
But
oh, by the way, you broke the record, Kyle. You broke the viewership record. We went 309 a while ago.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is just that, so I had, after talking with Radical about the turbo and the options and everything, I knew that they had the Spider there. It's a 2015, and that guy had raced it in the whole 2015 European Masters, and it was a very successful car. And the car has been just sitting down there for what, 4 years now, and nobody really was interested in buying it. And I said to them, why don't you guys work a price for me? Give me a good price, because at the same time, I'm going to make you guys redo the engine for me to the bigger engine that is in the current black car. I wanted the same diff ratio, the same gear ratio. I wanted basically the same setup. So by me telling them that I was going to spend more money with them, they had said to me that they're going to give me like a further price, a further discount. So because they've had the car there down there doing nothing.
1 second, Kyle. I see Nico just came in the chat, and Nico said, we had a nice battle, probably one of the hardest I've ever experienced. Well, now, let me give you my personal take on that before you say anything. It's for a fan to be watching. I think they get the money's worth that day. Trust me. It was so tight. It was a ding-dong battle, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, props to Nico. I mean, he came and did his 2 test sessions before the race meet, and to be on that pace was excellent. So I knew the SR8 is always going to be a faster car. So that's why I ended up going this route. But as I said, you see, Nico and those guys and Dwight are not sleeping. They're motivated. So he has his new chassis coming in. I think it's what they said is called a Salamunda. So, and Nika's driven that car, and so he has an idea of what that car can do. So it must be better. So everybody's going to get faster. But yeah, definitely a nice battle with Nika last year, and I'm sorry that this year is delayed, because if people think last year was intense, you're going to have Nico, Senna, myself, William, Doug, maybe somebody will buy the black car. So it's just, and maybe Christian will come back from Trinidad now, like how everything is delayed. So there's time. So it's definitely going to be very, very intense racing.
You know, Doug said that the other night. Barnes said that the other night as well. And I want persons to understand that it's not just mouth talk because you guys are serious. If you haven't been to Dover in a while, don't miss the first meet.
Oh yeah, see Peter Zoom race telling me CJ, Colin Daly Jr., the man drove Radical the first time last week and was doing 17.6s, 17.5s. And they're putting in a bigger engine in the black car, the same car that William drove last year. So he's going to be doing 16s. So it is crazy the level of competition this year. So it is only more motivating. And you know, thank God I have my father has been supporting me as well as Texico for the past 4 years. And it's just been a great uphill from there, but I can't wait. And I know the crowd and the fans, you can see how much people will have viewing and thing. It is going to be exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it, for sure.
All right, so Pete, if you just join in the chat, our goal for tonight is 404 viewers. Right? So if Speedy is your driver, come on, share this video. We need at least 404 viewers because that's Speedy's race number. All right?
Share it share it because we're all motorsport fans. That's the truth. Everybody in there is.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about your sponsorship with GD Texaco. You say it's been 4 years now. There must be a reason why they're still around.
I mean, they've been so supportive on numerous occasions. I would tell you a story that when I was with the last sponsor, when I told him I'd bought the Radical, that was probably the biggest diss of my racing career. When I went to them and said to them that I bought this car and I'm going to need to up the budget because to run the car and maintain the car is going to cost a lot more. And I need help funding the car. This was in 2015 when I was buying the Radical. And they said to me I had to prove myself. And at the time, I'd won more races for them than the other two team drivers combined. And they had the Alan Chen battle and the crowd loving it. And that, when the guy had told me that I had to prove myself, I said, you know what, fine. I gave him the resignation contract right there. And in Texico, just by word of mouth, knowing people, I said to them, I've withdrawn my sponsorship from the other person, and they took me on. And from that day, anything I ask for in terms of helping out, they've been supportive. And that to me has made me also who I am today in terms of all the wins and all the championships and why my dad is still supporting me racing because of them. Just another impact is that another thing to discuss is like when I bought this new car and everything was delayed from the Radical factory in the UK, I said to them, guys, I would like help to air freight the car in because fact of the matter is it's going to take 3 weeks here from the UK, and I want to debut the car, I want to drive the car, I want to get the car here, have a launch and everything for the car, and I need the car here earlier for my own benefit and to get more seat time. And they said, right about, they said, here's Kyle, we're on you, what you need, and that's the honest truth why the car got air freighted in because of them. So it's like those little things that they've always stood behind me, and has just been supportive, and big up to them. You know, I mean, it's definitely a dream sponsor, and I never expected it, and it has. They're family. I mean, I can sometimes just randomly show up at the office and be like, "Hi guys," and they're always happy to see me. So I hope it's not a, yes, my contract ends in 2 years time, but I don't see it stopping here. I think it's a continuous throughout my race.
Awesome. Awesome. And to know that, I mean, I see where GB Texaco is proud to have you as their brand ambassador. It's good to see that relationship between a corporate company and racing.
For sure, for sure. It's. I mean, and it's they've helped. They truly love motorsport because they've come on to helping us out when we don't have a title sponsor many times, and they've taken over Dover. They have the stand up there. Sometimes there's a GB Energy meet or the Jam West when they're the big title sponsor. So it's yeah. They love it. They see that they're getting the mileage out of it. They're getting the mileage from me, and everybody's just hyped up about it. So it's good.
Awesome. How difficult is it for somebody, especially circuit racing, though, to be to be on top of the game without a solid sponsor?
It's hard. I mean, it is when you want to compete at the best at any level, basically, in motorsports, the price of everything goes up in terms of tire bill, the maintaining of the car, and it's very expensive. That's God's honest truth. And anybody definitely needs a big sponsor.
Yeah, I asked Dwight last night about his tire bill, and he quoted 300,000. And some persons in the comment section, they were going off like, wow, they didn't know it's so expensive.
Tell Dwight to check BD Gregg on next week and can try something at a better price because I don't know about that.
I like the plug there. I like the plug there right there. So you know.
No, but yeah, the tire thing is expensive.
Yes, because do you run one set of tire for the entire meet?
It depends. It depends on the day. I remember one race meet where normally you're allowed 2 sets, and
right
after the second race where you normally got a new set for the third race, David Sawwell said to me, "So, like, what's your plan?" I said to him, I says, if you put on new tires, I'm putting on new tires. So, are we going to save some money here and race, or are we going to go hard as everyone try to race? If you don't put on new tires, I won't put on new tires. So I didn't trust him. So I said, there's no way I'm taking that chance. I had put on new tires, but he said to me, why you put on new tires? I was like, you go put on new tires, because I don't trust you. But yeah, it is Dover. And the truth is, it's just that at Jam West you can use 1 set. But at Dover, because the track is so abrasive, it eats the tires. That's God's honest truth. Your lap times do fall off tremendously. So, yeah.
All right. Do you run a completely different setup in terms of even transmission setup for, Dover versus, say, a Jam West? Do you have to change up the settings on the car significantly?
No, I mean, I've been blessed with that. I don't know how, but at Dover, I just get to the top of 5th. I may touch 6th gear. Remember, the radicals come at 7 gears. But at Jam West, when I'm at the top of 7, right when I'm about to hit the limiter is when I have to brake. So that is superb for Jam West. Maybe I do require a shorter ratio for Dover, but Radical doesn't make it. I have the shortest ratio possible. And you can basically tell them you want to customize your gearbox, but that's a whole different ballgame. So, yeah,
because then you start to do custom package.
Yeah, so I just want something where they know what's reliable, it works for me, and if something breaks, I can say, at the factory, send it. You know what I mean? Because they have so many trial and errors and stuff, and spare parts and stuff, so it's easy to 1-2 with them.
All right. So Steve was saying that my connection is a bit poor, but we are almost up on the 1 hour mark. So I'm going to change devices after this first hour, and hopefully it gets better.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So
it will get better because I go start throw the word them and throw the licks them.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, let's restart now. So everybody, if you don't want to start the things, then you know, so not to come back. All right. So join us back right away. We're just gonna switch devices. Yeah, man. So in less than a minute. Yeah, man. Join us back, guys. Thanks.
Let us jump right into the last meet. I believe it was the last race that was very controversial. You and Nico, I mean, that was just intense, yo.
Yeah,
before you go there, Kyle, answer me this. Has there ever been a race where you're nervous, like, before, like, do you do a ritual, by the way, before? Because Doug was saying Sunday night he does a ritual before racing. Do you do a ritual?
Yeah, there's a certain way I put on my racing gloves.
Interesting.
We racers are very superstitious. So, like, I bought a pair of shoes one time, and like I think the radical had broken down, or that same race week I just threw them away because it's the first time I used them and something go wrong, dashed it. Bad luck. There's a balaclava I put on for a new race meet and the engine mashed up, dashed that way. So it's just like you stick to it sounds stupid, but it's just a racer's thing. It is.
Well, let me tell you, there are times when I come to the starting grid before you guys go off, and I will be videoing, and you're not looking left nor right, you're just looking straight ahead at the track.
Yeah.
Like you're just locking in, you're focused, like, what's that like? What's going on?
Everybody always says I'm a different person at the racetrack compared to like off the track. I guess on the race day I'm a little bit more on edge. Coming up to the start of a race, once I put on my helmet and I'm approaching the start line, I am so zoned in. I can't, like, you could be talking to me, and because I'm focused on the race, I could be looking is dead straight in the eye and not hear a word you say. It's just a real selective hearing. But it's just that it's just a focus thing. Even in the rally car too, it's once I'm about to start, like I think it's every racer too. Once you're on that high competitive level where you have a chance of winning or doing good, it's going to bring out the best in you.
For 2020, we have had a rough year. We see a few meets being cancelled. However, we're hoping for the best. Now, if it is that, well, go ahead.
No, for sure. I mean, the world is in a sad state right now, but I don't think anything can be worse than this that we're all feeling. But as I said, we only have better things to look forward to throughout the year. And everything happens for a reason. And with this, what we're doing right now, which everybody loves it and everybody's appreciating it, it's just more hype, more vibe, and it will only bring out the numbers and make things better in terms of motorsports. So, yeah, so we have to just do what we have to do now. Spray up, keep clean, and social distance. So.
Right. Because I know some racers they enjoy the fact that there's an extension, I would say. Them get more time for do some last minute stuff.
Exactly, because right now I'm doing more work to the new car. So it's just use it to your advantage, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Biggest rival
Biggest for which rallying or
for circuit.
biggest for this year?
Well, last year, yeah.
Last
Well,
year,
overall, who has been your biggest rival?
so I would when David for sure, David by far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, David by
Mm-hmm.
far. Um, yeah, because I only got to run the Radical one good race meet with him at Dover. Guess I was fast and I had him at Jam West because my aero and stuff is better. The car suits Jam West better. But when he got the SR8 and he did those race meets with us, there was one Dover race where I think we did 17 flat every single lap. And yeah, David for sure is the biggest, has always been the biggest rival. Um, so, and I'm sure Senna now has now taken on that Radical, and it is actually a faster Radical than Williams and Christians and Dwight's and stuff. So, because it has in a bigger engine, and so it's so once Senna gets dialing with that, which he will because he's so good at go-karting, the transition, as I say, would be a lot easier. And he said to me that he did like 119s and stuff the other day, which is still good. It's 4 seconds off the track record, but at the same time, he was on old tires, and I know old tires is about 2 seconds faster. New tires is about 2 seconds faster. So he's in the 17s already, realistically, and the track conditions and stuff were very poor because I've maintained the track from last year October. So yeah, so it's. David is definitely going to give him 1 and 2 pointers, but definitely, as I said, David has been my biggest rival.
Right. Somebody was asking the other evening if you think, I think it was Junior Barnes we were talking with, and they were asking Junior, but let me ask you, do you think 115 is possible? Because the record is now, hold on, the record is
114.
14, yeah. Do you think 114 is possible?
Well, when we're in 17s, we said 16s wasn't possible. When we did 16s, we said 15s wasn't possible.
True.
So I'm at 15.7 now. This car is lighter and it has better aero. A 14 high could be possible, honestly, if we get it to run properly. But yeah, it's crazy. It's some crazy pace. But yeah, it's just that it's not even things are getting faster. It's just getting more reliable and stuff. So it's just, I would say that yeah, 114 is definitely possible for sure.
Cool. Well, I know persons want to get in on some of the little mix up and some of the excitement, So I could kick it off. Now, if we were to line up a race, you, Senna, Doug, who else in the Radical?
I mean,
like all Radicals on the grid and Doug, because we have like about 5 Radicals, right?
Correct.
So a 6-grid race, including Doug. The 5 Radicals and Doug. Correct? Now, what would be your prediction of the standing at the end of the race?
All right. I like this question.
First, second, third to 6.
Me, 1. Second, William.
Okay.
Third, Colin Daly Jr.
Okay.
4th, Nico. Dog, you're dead last. Sorry, brother.
Bridging, no liquor ratings for Doug. Wow, Doug, come on, bro. But listen, I can tell you that fans fans can't wait to see that race. You know, I'm sure Doug can't wait as well. He has been doing some improvement, I've been told, and it should make well for a very interesting match. What Doug say, hold on, what Doug say? Glad for that.
See the real driver there. Big up Zane Maloney from Barbados.
All right. Hey, Speedy, I'm going, you know, we are 332 viewers. That's the record right now. Yeah, that's the record. So you take the record from Dwight.
Breaking records, that's what it's about.
Yeah. So let's go back now to let's go to your new car. Tell us a bit more about your new car in terms of, I know you say it's lighter, but in terms, it's open cockpit as well. But your seating position, are you now in the middle?
No, I'm actually, the black car is left-hand drive and the white car is right-hand drive.
Okay.
So it took me a little time to get used to that, but so far it hasn't been an issue. Just my seating position in terms of how I'm positioned in the white car is a little bit off. So we're looking into that as up to today where I was in the car trying to figure it out. But
okay.
Yeah, the black car, as I said, what's another advantage that I had is just that I had built up so many spares for the black car that everything that the black car has can be used on the white car. So I never had to go out and buy an extra alternator, extra fan belt or anything. It's just everything was interchangeable. But as I said, the white car is just a lighter car and it has better aerodynamics. If you look at the black car, because it's enclosed, the wind actually, when you get into full aerodynamics, they say that it's not really designed properly because the wind actually goes over the wing, so I don't create as much downforce. And right away when I went out in the white car, going through like Pinky's Bluff, which is some of the tight corners and stuff, I've never felt downforce or grip like that before. So the car has just, you can actually feel the car like squat to the ground and stuff, which they said I would actually feel and stuff, but I actually was quite impressed. So we did it. We've only tested the car once. The first time we went, it rained, and with the track conditions as is at 1 o'clock in the day when it was hot, we did a 16.8 and was the best time. And each time we're doing changes to the car, we got faster. So realistically, the car on a fresh track is doing the same time as the black car, as is, I believe. And it's just I can just see myself going faster. We're doing more improvements to the car now, so I would want to break the record next time we go to Dover. I should break the record, and hopefully, yeah.
All right, tell me something now. I see persons in the chat room, you know, misbehaving. They're saying that I should add Fraser McConnell to the mix that I gave you earlier.
Yeah.
All right, tell you what, don't answer that one yet, Kyle. Don't answer that one. I saw Fraser's comment earlier where he's asking for a car, right? No, seriously, is the black car, would you...
The black car is for sale.
Be a loaner?
The black car, as I said, we have done nothing to the black car. We haven't taken off any parts of the black car to put on the white car. Right. Everything is the same spec. So right away, if I turn key and go, the car is the same. Because there was speculation where am I going to like the no roof? I don't want to say the open blah blah because you know the money because why. But yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't definitely going to keep the white car. We had worked something at Radical, which I rather not say and stuff, that this case never worked out, would have worked out something. But yeah, so but so far it's been going good. And as I said, we never wanted to touch the black car. The black car is as is. So if anybody buys the black car, it is a record-breaking car. It is still the same car. in terms of price, I'm not going to discuss that. But
Right.
I know it is still a machine. There's nothing wrong with it, obviously, but just that about to change up some of the bodywork from me and Nico. But but yeah, it's good as is. We're actually moving it to the office tomorrow. Put it in the warehouse just in case if anybody wants to buy it and stuff. But yeah, there's no rush to sell it. But yeah, so I've been invited to go to Trinidad to race, and they want the car down there, and they said they're going to pay for everything. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Cool. Would there, if you still have the car, say next year, would you sport both cars, or you're just going to focus on one?
I don't think I would probably want to drive the faster one, which should be the white one. So I don't. I mean, the thing with the black one, why to me it has my heart in a sense, is being enclosed is just always a better feeling. You feel more confident. As a rally man, I'm an aggressive driver, as people have said. And it just suits me, you know. I feel more comfortable to dive down on the inside or pass someone on the outside where I know I'm still protected.
Right.
My father didn't, as I said, didn't want to buy the open roof because Dover has no runoffs and it's still dangerous. But it's just that's where the level of sport has gone to now, where in order for us to keep up and continue winning, we had to go to that route.
Yeah.
Man, they must say how much for rent the black car. But that open checkbook have to come with that year.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, going back to Fraser McConnell, you know, it would be really good to see Fraser. I mean, he's doing great stuff internationally.
If Fraser is on it right now and Fraser buys the black car, I'll put him as 2.
You put him as 2?
Yeah, I'll put him as 2.
Fraser. I know you're watching, Fraser. Let me know. Let me know what you think. You know, what says you, you know. But Speedy, I must say though, we couldn't end this live without saying, you know, kudos on really putting Jamaica, representing Jamaica, you know, internationally, because not only locally that you've dominated, but I think you have the track record for in Trinidad or Barbados, one of them.
No. Well, we have the CMRC track record, which is at the Group 4. But yeah, in Barbados, the SR3s, which is a small engine 1500cc radical, is actually faster than me, because I had to add, I think, 120 pounds to my car to meet the rules down there. But yeah, for the Caribbean Championship rules, we do have that record, I believe. Because I think I did a 58.7 or something like that. And I think the next person in that CMRC group, I think, was Roger Mayers, when he did like a 59 low, I think it was. But yeah, so I mean, I've raced in Barbados twice now at Bushy Park. Once with the Civic and twice with the Radical actually, and once with the Civic. And yeah, Barbados, their facility down there is amazing. And yeah, it's just so. I haven't been to Trinidad yet. I've only been to the Trinidad Rally last year, which is yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of mine and Marcia's Rally Trinidad debut win. But Trinidad has always been dying for me to come, as well as Guyana. But I think I really want to touch Trinidad next.
Trinidad, yeah. Well, I mean, of course, you know, even when you're in Jamaica, you have the support, but especially on an international stage, you know, it's always a good news to know Kyle is doing well. I mean, he's dominating. And yeah, we really wish you all the best, especially with the new car. We should see some really faster times there.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, I don't see why not. It's a better car than the black car. So everything is newer, refresher, lighter. So yeah, looking forward to it. Then better come good.
All right. So in the meantime, while we are almost on the wrap up, if anybody have any question for Kyle, you can just drop them in the comments, and we will look at it. All right. I see somebody saying rally.
Love to hear about.
Love to hear about what?
Kyle rallying. That's.
All right. So that comment kind of went up. Okay. Somebody's asked, what if dog beat you?
What if dog beat me? Can't wait to that, you know. But what if I beat dog?
All right. Yeah. What if you beat dog? All right. Somebody is saying, they want to hear you talk more about rally. I see one person, I see Kaizen Wrecking say, all right. Well, Kaizen, you can talk to Kyle. I mean, off the here, like persons asking about sponsorship. So I guess.
Peter Ray, what was your question? I see you right. You post a question. What was your question? Retype it again. I never see it. My best rally moment. I see somebody write that. My best rally moment was, I would say, probably Rally Trinidad. Yeah, last year, or yeah, I would say Rally Trinidad. Racing on there the first time. My first international rally on gravel. That was probably the biggest rally win. I know my worst rally moment was when Rally Barbados 2014, Bushy Park at the night stage. You had a double car racing at the night on a Friday night, and for those who know John Powell and the father of Alex Powell, who races now, and John Powell was come here many times to race. I was actually on the line against him, and a little rookie moment came into me when I launched a car at, I think, 8,000 RPM on tarmac, and at the first stage of Rally Barbados, I blew up the gearbox. So that was a big waste. I know that was probably the most sour racing experience for sure. You know, come to the first stage of the rally, the international rally, my first international rally. Everybody, the whole family support. You spend all that money on as a launch a car. It's just a rookie ego moment. You know, you're going up against John Paul. You're on a circuit stage at Bushy Park. I say, yeah, I have him. And I was like, I just smelled the gear. I just smelled the oil coming out the gearbox. I was like, no freaking way. So that was probably the most embarrassing one to expect. And the whole lot of Barbados was there because it's in the night stage and everybody's watching you and thing. And you know, it's just the whole of Jamaican posse is there because Jeffrey was racing at the time and stuff. So it was nice.
All right. I see Peter's question now. Peter is asking your opinion on the safety levels of the spaceship, especially V saloon cars, and especially with the windowless chassis.
Well, as I said, it was a concern, but I think now that because I'm racing against more cars being open cockpit, it definitely just kind of takes it away because it's more balanced and everybody's has no roof. But it's yeah, I mean, we don't have doors flying off in the race, Peter. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. So all right. So somebody's saying in the comment they can't believe you put Nico at 5th. Really, Kyle? That's their comment.
No, it's I'm going based off of like time. Because I'm in 15s, William is doing 16s already, Colin Dale will be doing 16s. Nico at the last race meet was at 17.2. So I mean it's a toss up there. Colin Dale is a great driver, so it's yeah.
All right. Any other question?
But nothing,
Yeah.
I see everybody say Kyle have him hands full and all them things. There's nothing that motivates him more than, competition motivates me
Competition.
tremendously. So I love it. I mean, I thrive off of it. There's nothing that I look forward to it. I love the animosity. I love the hype around it. I love the eagerness. I love when a man bad talk maker, it just brings out the best in me the next race meet. So I'm motivated.
Yeah, yeah. All right. One person is asking, what was going through your mind while under pressure from Nico?
I wasn't under pressure from Nico at any point because I was always behind him from the start of the race. Because he got the run on me at the start. So I mean, there wasn't any pressure. I just knew I had to just maintain my pace and try and pass him. But yes, he was driving defensive and stuff and defending his line. So I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't like to look excuses, but there was a point in that race where the car had lost power, where the air temperature sensor had failed, which cuts power by like 20 horsepower, 25 horsepower. And so, I mean, it's just to show you that in the last race, when I put on new tires, William Myers was driving the slower car, the SR3, the 1500, and I couldn't leave him because the car was the best time with the car on new tires from doing 16 flat in the morning. The best time was like at 18 flat. So that's to show you how the level of pace of the car had dropped off. And it was just one little sensor. It's just one of those things. It's always the cheap part that goes bad.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Who do you think is the best driver? Really?
Yeah, I mean.
Man, them say if you put Andre Anderson in the black car, no, that is a competition. That would be a race. Andre is aggressive. Andre is more aggressive than me. Andre Anderson.
Yeah.
Gray, anywhere in there.
Mad.
Which competitor are you most excited to race against and why? I'm looking forward to everybody. There's no one person. Everybody will be on their best form, and everybody's getting fitter because of this home workouts and everything. So everybody, I would say. Senna will be quick. Colin, Doug, who is the best driver at Bushy Park? The same man who's asking the question, Zane Maloney. Which part of Dover track is your favorite to drive? Best corner, what best corner? I would say you feel the most G's around corner 1. Who is the best young driver at Dover? Would have to be Senna. Can Khalif. I don't go about Andre Anderson and cut man short.
All right.
Were you nervous racing Doug David in the the Evolution was back in the day, yeah, because the Evolution had so much power, eh? But it was like, as I said, it was just a hit or miss. It was just so unreliable at the time. That's why we never bought Evolution. Because the amount of power those cars make, what, 580 horsepower easy, it's crazy. What's my take on Somerville leaving? Boy, it's sad. But I'm sure Senna will continue with the Somerville. Senna will continue to raise the flag high. Because Kyle, you forgot about Jamie James. Oh yes, I don't even know what Jamie James has been up to. And his car is pretty fast. Taz is the best young driver. Taz and Senna. All right. But by the way, how much people we viewed? How much people we had tonight? Did was what 340?
360. I think we went 368. Yeah, we went 368. All right, so peeps, we are almost at the end. We're still going to go a little longer, but we need to break that 400 barra tonight. So keep sharing that video. We need it to go 404 at least. All right. Yeah, I am saying that. Not Kyle, you know. I am saying that because that's Kyle's racing number, so 404. Yeah, we need 404 viewers at least tonight. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's saying Taz, 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 Taz. Taz, that's definitely for sure. Taz has a lot of car control from all the dexterities and stuff. But Taz needs to stop driving
Fraser,
sideways. Sideways is slower, only on especially on tarmac. Biggest rally
yeah.
rival, as of right now, Levas, um, Alan or Andre Anderson.
I see Fraser was asking for an autograph earlier, you know.
Fraser can go. I should be asking him for autograph.
Well,
People
you know
asking
what? You
from
know what's funny?
what next in the rallying R5. I mean, I'm kind of. I said to somebody the other day that the evolution in the rallying and stuff, there's no. I don't think I can get any more out of it because group and specs keep the car kind of stuck, and there's nothing else I can do to make the car faster. I feel like every time I drive that car, I drive it on the limit. I see people asking what next for rallying. I do want to compete in Rally Barbados at a high level. People are asking me if I'm going to buy an R5 Fiesta. I would love to drive that car, but at the same time, a R5 Fiesta cannot win Rally Barbados. It has to be a WRC car. So, yeah, I don't think I want to go down to Barbados unless I have the machinery in order to win. But yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. Someone mentioned something about F1 a while ago, right? Would you, yeah, would you, if you had the chance, would you participate in F1?
Yeah, for sure. But to reach that level is at less than a 1% chance, honestly. I would have had to started racing in the UK from, as Alex Powell has been doing it from like 9 years old.
Okay.
That's I think that's Jamaica's or the Caribbean's next to Zane Maloney also is them, because they've invested a lot into racing where I don't think I could afford to.
Yeah.
The truth is that you have to be in the UK racing every weekend, and getting exposure over there, joining the factory teams in order to have a chance. Yes, I think I'll do good because in go-karting, most of the drivers who are racing in the car now, like the Sage Karam and the Gabby Chavez, etc., I've actually beat them before. So it's just who you know and what you know, and who has the backative and who doesn't.
Right. All right, let me see now. All right. So remember, peeps, we have roughly about 10 minutes left. So yeah, you can put your question. Someone is asking if you think Wings can make F1.
As I said, it's a luck game. He's doing the right step. He's entered Formula 4. And then you have to do Formula 3, then Formula 2, then Formula 1. But then again, it's at what point do you say, are you going to risk spending millions to reach there and not reach there? So it's luck, honestly. It's honestly luck.
All right.
Gloves are bare hands driving, bare hands. If I still own the Civic, no, the Civic was sold to Trinidad. Anderson coming back. I hope so. What's your car? Yeah.
Yeah, we did ask that earlier. What would be your next step though, Kyle? Like, say after this radical, what do you think would be your next step, I should say?
I don't know. It's a hard question. As I said, my heart does lie with rallying more. But I'd want to step away from maybe Dover and do a Caribbean circuit, a Caribbean rally situation where I do the full season like Jeffrey did in Barbados or race in Trinidad, just to do something different and get more exposure in the Caribbean. But for Dover, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, right now you are the man, right? You are the drivers champion for year before, right? Because I think Colin Daly was the last drivers champion, right?
Okay, you read that?
Colin Daly was the last drivers champion, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Right. But considering that Colin will be getting you and Colin will be in the same class this year?
Correct.
Good. So you're the man to beat this year.
I guess so. If you say it, I mean, people. I mean, I'm the one with the target on my back right now. So, yeah, as in everybody's gunning for me. I mean, the lap record is there, so everybody knows what they have to do and how they have to come. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it put a lot of pressure on you knowing that persons
Yeah,
like
as I said earlier, I thrive on it. Like anything when they say anything, I love it. I love the animosity.
Cool. Is there room for another track? Well, let me ask you this: which is your most favorite track to race on? Jamwest or Dover?
Dover. Dover is hard. Dover requires a lot at that pace. Jamwest is a fun track. It's flowing, and yes, it suits my car better. With the aero and stuff, but yeah, Dover. Everybody who has raced at Dover can tell you Dover is not a joke track, and that's one of the reasons why all of our drivers who race at Dover and do well and drive the track well and stuff can go anywhere in the world or in Caribbean and do well, because Dover is much more demand than any other track in the Caribbean. Fact.
Got you. Would you say that if the track at Jamwest had more like slopes, steeps and slopes, and I don't know what? Okay, the challenge. If it was supposed to be a challenging course, what would have to be in place?
More corners, more off-camber corners.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the off-camber corners is what gets you, eh? But yeah, it's just the flatness. Maybe it needs more hills, I guess, to make it a little bit more difficult. But Dover is different because it's not safe at the same time. But it's definitely all the guys who have raced Dover, like Christian Jeffries, the Malones, all those guys who have come here know how Dover is, and they say, wow. Like you heard Dwight Lou talking about Nico last night when he came to Dover. At first he was struggling because it requires a different level of aggression, I should say.
Well, let me ask you this, right? From a fan's point of view, I've heard a lot of persons say, you hear me, Kyle?
Listen.
Okay, I've heard a lot of persons say, boy, radical boring because maybe it's the sound. They're saying, boy, like the Evolution used to give it that loud with the wastegate and all of that. Now, what's your take on that for persons to say, well, hey?
The point is just a purpose-built race car. In other words, it's not that we want to race radicals. Evolutions are fun, the four-wheel drive and stuff. It's just that we want something the best value for money.
Right.
And that's the God's honest truth. And David used to create excitement with the Evolution and people, the power of it, but at the same time, how reliable was it?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
that's why I even saw David not fix the evolution and by radical, because at the same time he realized that, as I said, the DTM of Doug Gore at the time was just bulletproof. And that to me is still the most reliable car at Dover to this day. And when you're going up against that level of machinery, evolution can't sustain that.
True. True. Who will be your Navi when Alan returns to rallying?
I don't know why Monty asked that question,
All right. But it goes back to reliability, right, Kyle?
For sure. It's just, that's all it is. You know, we looked at before I bought the Radical, and that's another thing why Radical kind of loves me, because I'm the one who created all this, you know what I mean? And from then, everybody just been so. It's Radicals are just known worldwide. I mean, it's just the level of where motorsport is going to. People are not doing home built; they're buying purpose built race cars.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Kyle. Right, back when you were making that transition from the Honda, the Radical, how you came across that, like, how you got introduced to Radicals?
No, it was Charles Chen, I believe, had arranged. Remember, before I brought my Radical, Charles Chen and Taj had worked out for 2 Radicals to come down, 2 SR3s, which one was a white one, I think it was, one was like a Red Bull style one.
Yeah, I think Monty posted that picture recently.
Yeah, and then those came, and those were the small engine ones. And right away, they were doing 119, 120s. And it kind of opened up an eye about Radical, because nobody really knew about what Radical was. And then when you research about Radical, you're like, holy smokes, you know, these guys are a rated factory in England. They have a 200,000 cars on the road at the time at tracks. It's like saying, but yeah, that kind of was the eye opener. And then I actually drove one of the Radicals after that race meet when Taj had finished. And I said it was kind of nice. So, and then we just looked into it.
Cool. Well, it was definitely no hit and miss. It was right on the money.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. Because when I first got the car and stuff, and we were kind of a bit worried, because when you read their specs and what the car was supposed to come with, Stephen Gunter is on there, he can tell you that when we worked out the power to weight ratio, it was supposed to be blisteringly fast, and then when the car came, it didn't have that much power, and it was a lot heavier than what we expected. To find out that anytime a company writes car weight 900 kilograms, that's just the base weight. That don't have no oil, no, you know what I mean? It's just no seat. It's like just this. So when we got the car was like 150 pounds, what we expected. I was like, what the hell? And so that's why we struggled a bit for the first year.
All right, I see Tommy saying Dover full up again. Well, I'm sure persons who have been tuning in to these lives would not be missing the first meet, because we hear the talk, right? And we want to come out to see the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I honestly think when all of this Corona is finished, and hopefully we'll get over it. Even if we get over it by August, if we have an August race meet, I think it will probably be the biggest race meet Dover has ever seen. And I'm not saying that just for chatting rubbish, because people actually would want to go do something at the time, because everybody been locked up and stuff, and the hype around the meet, the new cars coming in. Doug has finally admitted that his car is an Audi and not a Kia. So it's all of that now. The new car of Nico, new car of William. Hopefully Christian Budasing will come. Senna debuting in Radical, Colin Daly, and the Thunder Sport cast it's it's not a two-man show anymore.
But stick up in, Kyle. I've heard talks about Gerald Roden coming back with the Epic, sending back out the Epic or something like that.
I haven't heard that one, but yeah, the Epic is a good chassis. So it once it has, I don't know. I'm not familiar. That was before my Dover time, so I'm not really familiar with that car. That's yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
Peter could shed some light on that in the comments, because I was told that the Epic used to run things back in the days. So,
Yeah,
do I enter the chat? All right. Yeah, Dwight came in. All right, cool. I want to buy the black car. Hey, you guys are something else, you know. Dwight, what you want to do with the black car, though? Why you want the black car? Anyway, Kyle, as I said, with the meets, well, the next meet, whenever that is, we're really hoping to see some real nice competition. We want to see the fans come back out as well, and just full up Dover again. You know, the glory days, as they would call it. You know,
definitely.
Yeah. Next
Hold
thing
on.
is,
I see how Dwight said how much for the Radical. Dwight, we can talk, but I don't know if we're on talking terms because we had kind of beef from last year. You get me? So I don't know if you want to make somebody else talk when we talk. So. Doug Wright, it's not dollars, it's pounds. Brother, where your car then? Not Sweden. What kind? Them don't use dollars. So I don't put.
But I think Dwight said last night that there's no beef, you know, Kyle. You know, so
There's always beef.
Yeah.
There's always beef. There will always be beef. There's always beef.
Hey. All right. We're not the best, you know, man. Radius brief.
It's as I said, all those posts that he made and stuff. You know, at the end of the day, it's racing. Everybody's racing high. Everybody's racing to win. But as you say, everybody love it. Beef. You know, I mean, that's what everybody loves. Everybody loves the animosity. Everybody
the fans love it.
Everybody wants a show. Everybody wants to see some kind of, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, as I said, I'm just really looking forward to the first meet. And Dwight said it last night that, you know, the whole controversy sells.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and, you know, once it's nothing physical, then of course it's going to get the interest of the fans. They're going to want to come out and watch the Radicals. I mean, especially you and Nico, right? I know the other guys will be doing well, but I would say maybe you and Nico have unfinished business somewhat. And I know persons are coming to really see that matchup. You know,
I can't wait, and everybody have to big up 876 Streets because this has created so much more hype. Everybody's loving it. I mean, we're all in quarantine and enjoying it. We have 300 plus views tonight, and it just that everybody's chatting rubbish and beef and all them things. It's big up to you, bro. It's honestly it's crazy. I wouldn't think it should have been possible, but it's, you know, props to you. Big up.
Trust me. And I must say too, big up to everybody who have been participating in the live. You know, you guys could have said no, boy, I'm busy or whatever, but I must say I really appreciate everybody who has accepted our requests. If all goes well, I believe we'll be having a special guest on Thursday night. I won't say much more on that until it's fully confirmed. All right. So Thursday night, I don't think anybody should miss that. Once you confirm. So, yeah, you don't know. Any closing words, Kyle, before you go? Any shout out to
Um,
your sponsors?
yeah, big up to Texaco, BD, Greg. Yeah, it's just it's going to be the year can only end on a high, and I am excited. I can't wait to race and compete again. I hope I can drive after driving so long. But no, it's just big up to everybody. Thanks for supporting me tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And I cannot wait to race. I cannot wait to break that record again. And you know, everybody say, guns out, champion boy not get beat here.